And then, oh, this is the exciting part. And then I got a puppy. Hello everyone, welcome to Skully's Creations. I'm Skully, and on this channel we talk about plants and occasionally do a creative project here and there. If that sounds like your thing, your jam, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell to be notified next time I put out a planty video. Okay, so we're in a new scenery here just because we are going to be repotting some of our plants. We are going to be rehabbing some of the plants because let's be real, this past winter, and just since I've moved, it has been pretty tough for my plants and myself. Anywho, let's go ahead, get into the repotting, and we're just gonna chit chat away on what the heck happened to half of my collection because, spoiler alert, I lost half of my collection. I know, it's a massacre. But yeah, these are pretty much most of the plants that I've lost. That I was like, you know what, let me just start collecting a dead pile because I wanted to be realistic with you guys about all of this. So yeah, but I definitely lost actually more than this. I've just thrown those away. This is just kind of what is left, but yeah, it's basically half of my collection. And it is what it is, but let's talk about it. All right, so we are going to get our repotting mat set up. So guys, how have you been? All right, let's talk about what we're gonna repot first. You know what, let's start with the straggly. Look how bad. She just kept losing leaves due to inconsistent watering. Because like I said, we were a bit overwhelmed. But yeah, we can do a few things. I definitely want to chop and prop because the thing is, this soil is pretty moist, and I think she probably has either some root rot going on. Yep, look at that. It's crazy because she has some really pretty leaves on that stem, but had I kept it going, look, it's green, but it starts yellowing up here. It's because there's rot. So yeah, we're definitely gonna chop and prop her. This is a philodendron micans, by the way, which is normally a really easy plant, but inconsistent watering, you let her dry out too much, her roots are gonna dry out and no longer be able to absorb the water, and then now your underwatered roots turn into rot because it can't absorb it anymore. It's not a healthy root. So the good thing is we can totally save this plant, and I'm not, oh, look at that. Oh, so gross. We can totally save this plant and I'm not worried about it. She's a really easy plant to propagate. All of these are gonna be nodes right here. Let me see it right there. All of these are nodes. So she's gonna be an easy plant to propagate and save, which I am excited about that. But yeah, so the move. First of all, the move was really stressful because we weren't given much notice to move. But yeah, anytime you have to move, it's stressful. It's a lot. But if you have support, which honestly my boyfriend was like my biggest support when all this was going on, because it was just really overwhelming. But we got through it, and you know, we're here now, and I was pretty excited because I was gonna have the space to put the majority of my plants. So yeah, I was, like I said, I was pretty excited about that. However, I didn't realize that the lighting was not that great. And sometimes you don't realize that until you move. You think, oh my God, this is gonna be the perfect spot. But then, you know, you start living here and you start realizing, oh my gosh, the sun, it's way sunnier on this side. It's not sunny on here. This is the space I want them. So I'm gonna see how the spring and summer goes, how the lighting situation is. It's gonna be a lot brighter. But in the winter, I will absolutely need to supplement lighting for my plants. So that's gonna be a journey because I've never had to use grow lights. So where I used to live, the majority of my plants were in my room because I had this big window and it was south facing. So practically everything that I had in that room did well. Like I didn't have to worry about lighting. I had a direct sunlight. I had bright indirect. I had in the very back of my room my low light plants, and I really didn't have to worry about that. And you know what? I was spoiled. I appreciate that room so much, and one day we'll have a bright, beautiful room like that again. But you know, here's to the future. You want to cheers on some coffee on that? Woo! Oh, that's so good. I just got this new coffee. It's I get it at Aldi's. It's called Midnight Blend. Oh, it's so good. You put a little bit of hazelnut in there and ooh, yummy. Anyways, you know, now we're on a new adventure where grow lights are a thing. So I'm excited about that because you know what? Now I have the opportunity to test out grow lights with you guys. I think that's pretty cool, you know? So good all around. That was number one, lighting. Oh my gosh. First of all, hold on, I don't have a pot for this. Am I gonna put it in this pot? Let me see. I also don't wanna put it in too big of a pot because, you know, there's no roots. So we're starting off the plant. And I've tangled up the vines. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I found one vine. Here we go. Here's a vine. Okay, there's that one. Oh! Maybe separate when your vines when you're doing this and don't put them on top of each other. Oh, yeah, Lord. I'm good. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so this already started a new little root, and it's a healthy root, so I'm just gonna, I mean, you can use scissors, but they're so thin that I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm gonna take that off, and then, let's see, yep, that'll be good. Yeah, I actually think this is a good pot for all of these. And I feel like there's some growth happening here, yay. That's good. You know what, I can't tell which one of these was, they both have nodes, but which one was the top and which one was the bottom? I want to say it went like this. I want to say. Okay, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. And you know what? We don't want to have it super lengthy. So maybe I just take this off. I don't want it lengthy. That's the thing. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're doing that. Ooh, we're doing that. We're gonna put one node there. That. Ooh. Okay, then. Yeah, I think all of this is gonna be good. So I'm gonna leave her in this pot. This is a cute pot. Is it okay? Is it okay pot? Seems cute enough. All right. Okay, separation. We gotta get our soil mix. I have not mixed my soil, so we're gonna do that together. And look at me separating the vines so we don't run into that again. Separation. Separating the vines. Okay, in this mix, we are going to do just regular potting soil, perlite, orchid bark, and maybe some cocoa chips because I have them. Now, this is a plant that you want to have some good aeration, you want a good drainage. Yeah, so I don't want to make a mess. Uh-oh, probably gonna make a mess. Like, I don't want to make a mess, probably gonna make a mess. All right, so this is your regular potting soil. I got this, I want to say, yeah, at Home Depot. So we're gonna do that. You really want to wear a mask when doing this, even though I don't have one. I would recommend you wear one. This is the orchid bark. I actually really like this orchid bark. This orchid bark is really chunky. And even at the bottom, when you get to, because usually, sometimes when you, like at the Miracle Grow one, which there's nothing wrong with that. I used that for a very long time. This one just happened to be on sale, so I went for it. But on the bottom, the Miracle Grow it'll get really dusty in the bottom. Same thing with the perlite. This one does not. So if you're looking for something different, this is a pretty good one. I've enjoyed this orchid bark. Ugh. I still don't want to breathe it in, but now this perlite, this is the mother's perlite. It's very thick, very chunky, and I really like it. I like it chunky. I do when it comes to my perlite. But seriously, Miracle Grow is good. Like okay, no, it's not as thick, but I used that for so long and my plants did fine. So this is just me just upping my game a little bit, but you don't have to, is all I'm saying. Like, just by giving it some drainage, your plant will thank you. All right, so I do want it to retain some water. This is very, very thick. As you can see, it looks very, very chunky. But I want it to retain a little bit more water, so I'm gonna add a little bit more soil. So I'm gonna put one piece of orchid bark near the middle of the hole so it doesn't spill everywhere. Kind of just a little bit, and then there we go. I'm gonna start with the first layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some of these vines in right there. This one already has a root growing, so already showing hope that she's gonna be okay. Yeah, Micans is such a beautiful plant, and it's such an easy plant too, and this one was so beautiful, but you know. So anywho, that was one of the biggest things in this space was lighting, right? Moving on, I was overwhelmed with the move in general. There was just so much. You don't realize how much stuff you have until you move, and then you have to unpack. Like, oh my gosh, so crazy. It's crazy. And this was also with me already, you know, decluttering and not bringing a lot of stuff with me. Like, I got rid of a lot of stuff because I don't like having, like, I just don't like having so much stuff. It's too much. I like having things clean and neat, and in order for me to have things like clean and neat, I just need less stuff for me to maintain. And I'm not saying you can't have a lot of stuff in order for you to be clean and neat. That's not what I'm saying, but it makes it easier. And I just, yeah. All right, so all the vines are in. Look at that. We are looking better, fuller. And I'm just gonna make sure this is really well mixed before I put the rest in there. So yeah, unpacking. Unpacking had a lot to do with me just not even wanting to, or not even feeling like I had the time to take care of my plants, because I had to spend this weekend unpacking. And you start slowly. When you move, it's like a box at a time, you know, to don't overwhelm yourself. But then I had that, and then I had to water plants. And normally my watering time would take me like 5 to 6 hours, and I just did not have 5 to 6 hours in a weekend to water my plants. So that was another reason why I was just underwatering, because I just felt like I didn't have the time to take care of my plants, because I was trying to take care of myself, you know? So that kind of overwhelmed me, and that made me really sad and frustrated, because I was slowly seeing a lot of my plants die. And that's so, like, that's hard. It's hard, but then you get to the point where you realize my mental health is more important. Plants can be replaced. So although some of my plants, it felt like I was losing like 1 to 2 plants every week. I was losing plants every week. Like, oh, this one's done. Oh, this one's done. Oh, I forgot to water this one. It's done. So that's what was happening. And like I said, I got to the point where I realized, you know what? It's okay. These plants can be replaced. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna be sad looking at these plants anymore. I'm just gonna be like, oh, gotta get another one of those. So I got to that point, and I felt a lot better. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there was still some plants that I was like, I'm not missing you. Like, they're your special plants, your favorite plants, right? That you're not gonna miss their schedule, or like you're gonna pay a little bit more attention. So those plants I actually put in my room, because I wanted to make sure that I saw them. And then there was also plants that I had not on this side, but on the other side. And those, because the lighting was so good, I did not have to worry about those at all. So that was really cool. I did have some plants that I did not have to worry about. And then there was also like a lot of my Hoyas that were on that side that were actually doing really good, and they were sun stressing and they were flowering because they liked where they were. And so that was really, really, that made me, like, whenever I would see that, I would be like, oh, okay, some of y'all are still thriving. All right, this is Maiken's repotted, and I can't wait for her to start growing roots and to start growing again, because she was already so long, but that's okay. We're gonna save her, and that's all that matters. So the next plant is this stickamabob. Just kidding. It's supposed to be a, what is it supposed to be again? Adansonii? Yes, it was an Adansonii, but now it is looking like a vine. So we're gonna see what's going on. Again, this was such a beautiful plant, but I'm pretty sure it has some type of rot. And I am correct. Yeah. It's just completely coming off. Yep. So we are definitely just gonna propagate this, and we're gonna start over. So I'm just gonna cut off this whole bottom piece, pretty much where all the yellow is. I'll start there. And every single one of these is a node, So we can just cut each individual node. I think what I'm gonna do is leave like 2 and then cut, because I also see like a growth point on each individual node. So there's hope for this plant. It's just we got a propagator again. Now, the good thing about Adansonii is it's a pretty easy to access plant. So now my Adansonii mint, now that one I take very, she was one of those that I was like, like I'm not letting you go. All right, so each of these have about 2 nodes on them, and I'm actually just gonna put these in a prop box. This I'm just gonna completely throw away. It's getting to the yellowing part, so maybe I'll save right there. I see 2 like little growth points, so I'll save that. And yeah, that we're just putting in a crock pot prop box, and then we'll be good to go. Moving on, I'll get the prop box a little later. I don't feel like going to go get it now. I'll get it a little later, and then that way it gives these time to callus over. You don't really need to let an Adansonii callus over. You can actually just stick it in water, but we're gonna put it in a prop box and go from there. Next plant is gonna be a pretty common plant, but at the same time, kind of I don't see this one a lot. It's a spider plant. Like, poor girl. This spider plant, I swear, has been through so much. I have already rehabbed this spider plant back to health, and here we are again. So I just think this is just too much soil for the leaves that it has. So we're gonna see what's going on. I'm pretty sure, again, she has root rot or something. But this is a inner variegated spider plant, and I don't tend to see those very often. Oh my God. Oh, so much. Oh, yep, definitely. Poor girl. Oh no. Did that just, oh no. Okay, that just came off. All right. Yeah, so right here, this is a totally rotted leaf, so we're just gonna clean her up. So with something like this, the soil was pretty wet, so after we repot her, I am gonna let her dry out for a couple of days before I water her again. Yeah. Oh, poor plant. I'm telling you, this spider plant, I started this plant when she was a baby, and then I put her outside, and I don't think she did very well outside. I think she got burnt. Ew, look how gross that is. Squishy. Ugh. Do not love root rot. It's so gross. And then it smells weird too. Now you could do like a hydrogen peroxide mixture and clean off the rot. It's probably what I should do. But yeah, we definitely need to clean this up. This is gross. Yeah, I actually think I am gonna put a hydrogen peroxide mixture with this. I'm just gonna soak it in hydrogen peroxide and water just to kill off all of that rot. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm gonna go wash my hands, get a cup of hydrogen peroxide and water, and so we can soak that girl and then repot her. So please hold. All right, here's our cup of water, hydrogen peroxide. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I think that's good. And then soak her in there just to kill all that nasty. And honestly, this is a pretty common plant, but the reason why I'm like putting the effort into keeping this plant is because I got this plant from my boyfriend's mom. And again, I don't really see a lot of this variegation. I see a lot of the one that has the white on the outside and the green on the inside, but I hardly ever see the one that has the white in the inside, and I really prefer that one. So that's that. Next one, so this was a Hoya. Yeah, I just don't know if this is gonna live, honestly. I want to put this part in perlite and hope for the best, but this stem doesn't look good anymore. Yeah. I had attempted to save this Hoya and I put her in leca because Hoyas do really good in leca, but going from soil to leca, she just didn't like it. So this is all I have left. There is two little, it has a node, but honestly, I don't think this is gonna make it. The stem doesn't even look good, but we're gonna put it in perla anyways and just hope for the best. And if not, it is what it is. It's, again, plants are replaceable, but that one really hurt me because that one I did try to be somewhat consistent with the watering, and I think there was like one time that I did miss the watering, and so the roots dried out because that's the thing, Hoya roots are pretty thin and the roots dried out and the whole plant, it started yellowing and I knew something was wrong and it ended up having root rot. And then from there, again, I tried to put it in leca to try to save the plant, and within a week it already wasn't doing well. So I don't have much hope for this, but like I said, we're just gonna put it in, and if it lives, it lives. If not, I'll be searching for a Hoya Sunrise because that one was it was the first Hoya that bloomed on me. So that one stung just a little bit, but it's okay. Like I said, plants are replaceable. So what else? All right, I think that's soaked enough. And we're just gonna put that one in a small pot. Oh no, not that one. Here it is. In a small pot. So this is what we're gonna put it in. We are gonna put a thicker mixture because as you can see, these roots are really, really thick. They retain a lot of water, so you don't have to water it so often. So they want a well-draining soil because obviously those roots are thick and they need space to breathe. So we have a really thick mixture here with regular potting soil, perlite, and orchid bark, like we've had. Let me make sure that all of that's really, all right. I think that should be good. And now that we've done that and we've taken all the root rot off and then we've soaked it in the hydrogen peroxide mix, now I'm gonna put it in here. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, did that really just happen? No! Oh. Okay. Another little piece fell off. I don't know what, it's okay. Okay. Don't need that much soil on the bottom because this is a pretty small plant. There we go. That should give her plenty of room. All right. Oh, there we go. Do y'all tap your soil to get down? Are y'all tappers, or what do y'all do? I tap. When it's like a thick mixture like this, I definitely tap those sides to bring the soil down. Oh yeah. All right, so where was I? We talked about lighting, we talked about being overwhelmed. So, and it's okay. Plants can be replaced, it's okay. Mental health comes first. And then we were doing better. And then, oh, this is the exciting part. And then I got a puppy. His name is Zader. He's a little Shih Tzu and he's sleeping right now. So I'll just put some footage of him. He is just so cute. I got him exactly at 8 weeks old and he was, oh my God, he was so tiny. He was so tiny and cute. Now he is officially 6 months old, so cute. But him and Zor get along really well. If y'all don't know, I have a teddy bear. He's a Shih Tzu and Bichon mix. So anywho, I have Zader now and he's just been such a joy. But yeah, he took up my time. So that was another thing that ended up happening. Well, that I guess I did to myself, right? Because I'm the one who decided to get a puppy. But Zader needed my attention. My plants weren't getting my attention. And now we're in a place where Zader's potty trained. He's good. Thank God he sleeps through the night now. He actually sleeps with me now. Like he's doing so good. But anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. That's what's going on. But hopefully these plants that we have are going to recover. I think I just have one more plant to pot together. And this one, which are they gonna be these two begonias. I'm gonna pot them together and I'm actually gonna use this bigger pot. Now, this is a plant that is thick, right? And they usually have them in a pretty moisture retaining soil, and that's because they're going to be put outside. So I don't want to make this soil mixture super thick. I'm just going to mostly put soil in there. So mostly soil and a little bit of drainage. But yeah, so do y'all have dogs? Like how is that? I really want to start maybe adding my dogs and maybe some more doggy content because they really are a big part of my life. Obviously, they're my dogs, right? But I'm learning a lot more about the nutrition that dogs need, and they both have allergies, especially like in the winter. Shih Tzu's just, their skin is very sensitive, and I've been experimenting with finding the right food for them and adding things to their food to help with their allergies. And I don't know, let me know if y'all want some doggy content. I would be happy, oh my God, so happy to talk about my dogs. My poor coworkers probably get so tired of me talking about my dogs. I talk about them all the time. I really do. My dogs are everything to me. Okay, so with this, this has like really thin roots, so I'm gonna try not to disturb them too much. Oh my goodness. This one, they were just watered, so it's very messy. But I just wanna get enough where they have some room to breathe. And okay, I think that's good without too much breakage. So there goes one, and then here goes the other one. Oh, this one looks like it could use watering. That's kind of annoying because you have one that doesn't need to be watered and the other that could use a good watering. But these are gonna go outside, and it's raining outside, hence the gloomy the gloomy day. Sorry about the lighting. Like I said, it's raining. It's a gloomy day today. But repotting and taking care of your plants still needs to be done, even on rainy days. So here we are. I think that's good enough. And then I'm just gonna put that there and then backfill it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Making sure. Man, talk about dusty. It's so bad. My poor lungs. I never wear a mask when doing this, but you really should. You really should. Man, look at that dust coming out. I don't know if you can see it, but she's so pretty. I'm so excited for this plant. Like, I know she's not a rare plant or anything like that, but she's so pretty. And these plants do really good in Texas, so you see them everywhere. So this is just one of those plants that do really good here. And you know, every state I think has their specific plants that just do really good outdoors in the spring and summer. And this one is definitely one of those for us, so I was really excited to do that. And I think once this one gets a little bit bigger, I don't know if I want to put in the ground. The thing about that is if I put it in the ground, then I may lose it in the frost next year during the winter, excuse me, rather than, you know, bringing it inside and probably getting leggy, but still surviving, and then, you know, having a big plant. I don't know, we'll see. I'm pretty sure outdoor plants are still very new to me. So this is what we're starting with. So I'm excited for that. So I'm going to let this one, I'm just actually going to end up putting this one outside and letting nature do its thing. And the last thing I have to do is just put these in a prop box. And I will put some footage up on that because the prop box is like over there. You know what? Let me just grab it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, so this is the prop box that I'm gonna use. As you can see, we already have some really cute propagations. These are Campospartum or camp something. That's what these are. These other propagations did not survive. So I'm gonna take those out. What were they? Who knows? Who knows? I think I had some begonias in there. Just some stuff. Now this is a hardy plant because I hadn't watered this prop box in forever. And then honestly, I had it on a windowsill and I completely forgot about it. That's really what happened. It was, you know, out of sight, out of mind. That's why I put the plants that I really, really loved in my room, so I would see it every day and I would remember to water them. But yeah, this one I had completely forgot about, and most of the propagations that were in here had died. And I noticed that they looked really dried out. They didn't really look like they were gonna survive, but I gave this one water. I just thought, okay, you know what, let me just water it, and these two survived. And it's actually really, really pretty. So anywho, that's where I'm gonna put these propagations, because I know that, you know, they should do well in here. So we're just burying them in there, nodes in, and then just putting Just putting the covering the nodes enough by the dirt, and then just gonna leave them in there and see what happens. If you live, you live. If you don't, Monstera Adansonii is a really accessible plant. And yeah, this soil is already pretty moist, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then just put the top and then be good. That's it. Alright, y'all, that is it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure you give me a thumbs up and let me know, did you lose any plants during the winter? Are you currently rehabbing any of those plants? Because if you are, no, you are not alone. I just went through that too. It happens to all of us, even the people who are the most passionate about plants. Not saying like I'm the most passionate person, but I love my plants, I do. And even someone like myself goes through slumps, you know, and that's okay. But what matters is that we pick ourselves back up and we fix those plants or just replace them and move on with your day. So yeah, again, thank you for sitting and chit-chatting with me. I do appreciate it. And I hope you'll have a wonderful planty day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!